Hello fellow warriors, Alpine here. Today I wanted to discuss some tips and tricks in stealth camping. Things that could help you on your next stealth camp. So let's get into it. So let's start with packs. When it comes to using a backpack, they make all types of various sizes, shapes, different types of camo patterns. But in stealth camping, you don't want to bring attention to yourself. One color that works very well with that is gray. You wear a basic pack like this, no matter where you are in an urban environment or a large crowd, no one is really going to pay attention to what's going on with the pack because it blends in. It's a good color to blend. And that's what you want to do if you're going to stealth camp. You don't want to bring any attention to yourself. Anything with camo, woodland patterns such as real tree or mossy oak, someone's going to be looking at that and be like, well, what's going on? Is that guy hunting? What is he doing? What's going on? So stay with a neutral color. Gray, this one works very well. Just something to think about. Next thing is going to be your shelter, whether it's going to be a bivvy like this. You want to know about this one? I did a review on it, this AquaQuest bivvy. You can have a small bivvy, you can have a small tent, you can have a hammock, whatever you're going to use. The thing is, how are you going to camouflage it when you're trying to be stealthy? One way you can do that, once you get to where you're going to bed down for the night if you're doing an overnight, is to take a poncho with you and use a poncho that has a camo pattern on it, such as real tree, mossy oak, and they make various ones. This one here is pretty realistic if you look at it. They make cheap copies. This one not so much, but this still would blend in. And the point with the camo is, do something that has this type of pattern on it. The problem with the woodland pattern, if you're going to take a poncho, use one like this. This is an old military one. This woodland pattern, at this point in the game, everybody knows what this looks like. This isn't really going to camouflage you that much. It will to a degree, but somebody sees this, they're going to be like, oh, what is that? What's going on? Whereas this type will blend in better with any type of brush, trees, whatever you have around you. So just something to keep in mind when it comes to taking a poncho, putting it over what you're going to have, whether it's a bivvy, a tent, or your hammock, covering up your tarp if you're using one. You can use a tarp also, but that will help you blend into your environment. And I'll get into more extensive stuff about that in a later video. Another thing that you can use as far as camo goes is a net, camo netting. They make all types of various camos and netting. Thing to keep in mind with this, if you want to travel light, you want to keep a real small pack, you'd be better off using a poncho that has a camo pattern on it where it's multi-use rather than just carrying something like this extra in your pack. It'll make it a little lighter for you. Just something to keep in mind, but these do work very well. As far as stoves go, my suggestion would be to use an alcohol stove. Reason being is it's quiet, no one's going to hear it, it's not going to wake anybody up, you're not going to attract any attention to yourself. Very small, lightweight, you don't need a lot of fuel, and this would get the job done. Might take a little longer than a gas cylinder stove, but it's quiet, and that's what you want to be. As far as food goes, I would just use something that all you have to do is heat up some water. This type of noodle here is plant-based. It's actually a lot healthier than eating ramen noodles. Plus, this has liquid in it. You drain the liquid off, you just have to heat it up, and it's healthy. This is a good suggestion to bring. Any type of rice noodle is a lot better for your digestive system, and it's healthier for you. One thing you can add to this for some flavor are these Bragg's liquid aminos. This stuff's good, and it's good for you. We're not talking very expensive here. You can find this stuff at Walmart. That's what's nice about it. Just something to keep in mind if you're worried about your diet and you want to eat a little bit healthier. Now, once you get to where you're going to be for the night and you pick the spot and it's good to go, you're going to stay there and observe or whatever you're doing for your stealth camp. Then you can change into something with a camo pattern on it, so you blend in with your environment. While you're going to that spot, you can wear whatever you want. Look like Joe Average, and that's fine. Once you get there, you can put different pieces of garment on and blend in, and nobody would even know you're there. Hats, shirts, all that made out of this camo material, bandanas. So you do have various choices. Just something to think about. You know, if you're worried about being found or being busted on your stealth camp, if you're wearing a bright blue or bright red, bright yellow shirt, that might kind of stand out. So just keep that in mind. So there you have it. Some tips and tricks on trying to be a little more stealthy. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay strong. Be limitless.